everybody, welcome back to our PAX, I wanted to say unplugged, our PAX East video series. As always, I am Aaron Spencer, and we are here with...
It's Natalie Fuinha. It's a
Fuinha.
Portuguese
Cool.
word. It means like mongoose or ferret. I got it when I was doing capoeira years ago.
Awesome. My grandfather was from San Miguel, Azorian Portuguese. He was a painter. Yeah, hi. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
I know we already kind of like jumped right into that, but anything else you want to add about your experience in the CTRPG world? Or, you know, one fun fact about yourself if you want to go that route. However you want to spin it.
Well, we've got my fun fact. I'm a black belt in capoeira. I haven't trained in a while.
You're black belt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Anyway,
wow.
But I haven't been training in a while because I'm making a podcast.
Woo!
Now the trees are lit. It's all right. We're the Storyteller Squad. You can find us online at Story Squadcast on all the major social platforms. My lovely social media manager Mel handles all of that. And we're here at PAX, and we have a table with merch. We've got enamel pins. We have prints of the different cryptid characters that appear in our show because we play Monster of the Week. If you are sick of 5e and D&D actual plays, we can bring something fresh to the table by presenting a modern fantasy with slice of life moments and a lot of like cozy lo-fi energy mixed into those epic adventures that you are all seeking if you're into the actual play genre.
Which is something that we've been talking about all weekend. Anybody watching this series is going to be sick and tired of hearing us talk about something new, something fresh, right?
Yeah.
Moving away from the ampersand into Monster of the Week or a 10 Candles, because 10 Candles is here too.
Mm-hmm.
Any other indie TTRPG, that's where I've been spending most of my time this weekend at PAX. But speaking of slice of life, right, because segues, y'all just did a panel about slice of life in TTRPGs, and that's one of 3 panels this weekend.
Yes.
So tell us about this first one, and then you can talk about the other 2, which I think one was yesterday.
One was
is
yesterday.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, so tell us about slice of life, which is not a threat, which was confirmed.
Not a threat. Slice of life as a treat.
Yes.
Slice of life as a treat is a panel where me and my other guest panelists spoke on valuing that downtime in your TTRPG sessions and the different benefits that can bring to you either as a GM or a player or just collectively as a group of friends.
And I'm really bad at that, so especially our Heaven's Fire cast particularly will really like that I went to that panel.
Yeah, it's important. It helps make your experiences in those adventures feel more real because real life is adventures followed by periods of just normalcy, right? And it makes your characters and the experiences you have living through them just really like resonate with you a little bit more and more. I don't know. I remember them more fondly, and my cast does too. So.
And I really liked what you said at the panel about sort of what was the quote you had about stories of the heart.
Oh yeah, there is no greater story than the human heart in conflict. And I certainly put my players through a bunch of conflict in our show, despite the amount of lo-fi and cozy moments I also supply them with.
Yeah. But that's something that I personally aim to be better at, and I think as a GM, sometimes we or I struggle with, okay, what's gonna be fun and exciting? What are they gonna get? You know, what's gonna wow them, or what's gonna be, regardless of the systems, right? What's gonna be the next big moment? And I get so caught up with these big moments that a lot of times I forget. In my cast, my players have to remind me, like, hey, slice of life is important, because then when we do inevitably get to it, it's just such a great moment. 2 other panels. Tell us about the one that was yesterday, because I unfortunately missed that one. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yesterday we did a panel called Charisma Check. Keys to successful networking in the TTRPG and games industry.
And here we are.
Myself, again, with a panelist of 5 other speakers, we spoke on our experiences networking and talked about times we've messed up, times other people have messed up trying to network with us, and just like general good practices to use when trying to make yourself known and a part of an existing professional community.
So what would be top 2 or top 3 takeaways from that panel from yesterday about anyone watching this? Because we also do a panel at AAC. One of the things we talk about there is networking, and it's so important not to overthink it, but also to have that professional etiquette, right? So what are your 3 biggest takeaways from the panel that y'all did yesterday that you can bring to our audience?
I think one of the biggest things you said was patience, approaching this from a like long-term experience type of mindset. If you want to be in this industry, presumably you want to be in it for a long time. So why would you think you could just show up and be, famous overnight or even well connected overnight?
Exactly.
Second thing, I will quote what our good friend KP from KP11 Studios said, which is, take care of yourself first. If you, don't have the privilege of like a bunch of money set aside because of family or a previous job you worked, then make sure you're like able to support yourself and live a decent life outside of this space if you're trying to break into it before fully investing, everything you have. Like, they say you have to risk it big, but like have a fallback plan at least, or make smart investments that are calculated risks, so that if they don't, if they fall through, be able to recover from them, and be able to not like be so desperate to make it in this space that you then jeopardize the like calm and collected atmosphere that like those of us who sort of made ourselves a name in the space. It makes it more comfortable for us when you approach us if we can tell that you just want to make things, right? Everyone in this space just wants to make stuff. We're all creative people, we're all artists in some way or another, and
theater kids,
performers too. If you come at it with like, I have to do this and you're my way in, it's like, sorry, I have my own people to take care of already. And you might become my people eventually if you approach it from like a sincere and authentic perspective, but you're not gonna like win anybody over with like, hire me, give me money. Like, sorry. If you want to show that you're not just in it for yourself, but you're in it for the art and the community and like wanting to contribute something, you'll win over way more people than like, I want to be special.
Right. And also a niche too. Like, we started talking about like our whole channel queer and witchy. But what about your experience personally in coming up in the TTRPG world?
With networking, like, I mean, I have been told I have a knack for it.
You do, yeah, you're really good.
Thank you.
Natural charisma, so I'd say you rolled at least a natural 18 on your charisma.
We're bringing it full circle. When I started my journey in the martial arts, I was very shy and like quiet. I don't want to go out and say I was an introvert, because that's not like something that can flip or change. Like it's sort of just like a part of you. But I sort of had to like discover that in a new and like fresh environment that like I did have this extroverted side of me that I could like foster and develop. And I had excellent teachers, not just in the martial arts themselves, but like in just life in general. And I think also like in my time like coming out and like transitioning as a queer trans woman, like I had to.
By the way.
Hey, there you go. Trans rights.
Let's go.
But like I sort of developed this like not rough exterior, but like a strong exterior. Right?
So
like being rejected doesn't hurt anymore. It's sort of like your loss if you don't see what I'm bringing to the table and all the like talent and hard work that I put into projects that I put myself behind, and say like, not for us. Like, all right, well then I'm not for you either. Like, so I think with that like level of self-confidence and just like, let's see if this works out. Let's be patient. Let's be genuine, and let's just make stuff that people are gonna want to attach themselves to and be friends with. Right? It's that like theory of soft power, where you don't have to aggressively go out and try to like compete with other people. If you're doing cool stuff, people will eventually recognize that and want to, get in on what you've made. So
again, carving out that space for us, particularly, is very trans and very queer and very big, right? So the niche is also important. But anything else you want to add about that, about Charisma Chuck, or you want to kind of segue over to
it's in the
tomorrow?
past. Nobody can come to it until the next show.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's just really fascinating, and I'm sorry I missed it.
No, it's okay.
Something that we can go to tomorrow. What do y'all got going on for tomorrow's panel?
So tomorrow, our last panel for the weekend, my third panel this weekend. Oh my gosh!
Which is,
why did I do
that's
this?
a lot. That's a lot. Trust me.
Is Lose the Crunch. So we're going to talk about rules light TTRPGs and sort of argue in favor of them. We may have some analysts who argue against them, but we'll see. It's going to be a very fun, like, discussion of mechanics and like the value that certain mechanics add or detract from an experience, and really just sort of talking about framing the differences between games with lots of mechanics and games without as decide which one you are seeking, and then what are the benefits you're going to see, and what things might you have to give up in order to, lean into one or the other.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Is Monster of the Week your favorite?
By far. I mean, I wouldn't be here with this if it wasn't.
Right. Exactly. So I haven't been lucky enough to play in a game of Monster of the Week yet, but we are running it on our channel. I'm not involved with it, but it's another storyteller who's going to be running Monster of the Week.
Gotcha.
To the point where they wanted to do a Dragon Age thing, but she ended up dropping the Dragon Age thing so that they could do Monster of the Week mechanics in a Dragon Age setting.
Interesting.
Because they were like, Monster of the Week is just so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good, you can do anything.
You can really flex it way outside the bounds of its original, like, modern urban fantasy genre that it is written for, with just, like, flavor text changes. I have friends from another podcast, you can look them up, Trials of the Apocalypse. They had a series where they played Monster of the Week, but it was like a Star Trek space adventure.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Last but certainly not least, is there anything that y'all have going on here, or it looks like you got like your own merch store as well too?
Yeah, we developed a bunch of merch that we'd be able to cover the cost of
That's really cool.
paying to be here and all that stuff. And we wanted to make merch for a long time because our lovely patrons and other listeners, the adventurers, hello adventurers.
We're starting with keychains.
Yeah.
Keychains and pens.
We wanted to make stuff from the show so that if you like our show, you can show that you appreciate it by, wearing
rocking the merch,
characters
or
displaying it in your home, that sort of thing.
Very cool. Do you have is this any of your stuff from your merch
so
store?
this pin here is, this is Windy. This is a character who's familiar. They're a little jackalope spirit.
We love familiars.
And we have other pins of the other familiars in the show, and art prints of NPCs, and candles and dice based on locations, and, we're throwing a lot out there to see what people like, and then we'll continue to develop the series that succeed here and go from there.
And we have dice dragons and dice goblins, but I do bewitchy, so I hoard candles, right? So if there's a Yankee swap at work during the holidays, give me the candles, you know what I mean? So same thing. Candles here, but very cool. Any last thing y'all that you want to add about yourself, any upcoming projects that you have, or any upcoming projects that Storyteller Squad has that you want to plug? The people of the internet?
We are working on some Patreon content, so if you've been a long-time listener and you're, plugging away at the existing episodes, hopefully we'll have some bonus content for you soon. And if you're just finding out about us through this interview and want to check us out, we have several ways that you can onboard with the series. We have 2 recap episodes, which cover seasons 1 and 2. And you can get through 61 episodes of our story in about an hour and a half. We also have
that is helpful.
2 onboarding episodes that have 00 in their title, and they're sort of a contained 2-shot snapshot of what the adventures I send my cast on are typically like. It's a very a sampler of the sorts of interactions and dynamics that we like to employ in our stories. As well as our editing and audio quality stuff, so all the music that I add and the sound effects and whatnot. And we'd love it if you check us out. If you start at the beginning, thank you so much. Enjoy Origins in Autumn Falls.
And we'll see y'all there. Thank y'all so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, adventurers.
Bye, everybody.